Good evening, and thank you for joining this discussion on ethical dilemmas in our social world. Ethics is not an abstract exercise removed from daily life, it is embedded in our relationships, institutions, and choices. The obligations we owe to others are often tested in difficult situations where values conflict, forcing us to confront the limits of our moral responsibilities. Consider the classic trolley problem. A runaway trolley is headed toward 5 people who will be killed unless you pull a lever, diverting the trolley onto another track where it will kill 1 person instead. What is your obligation here? Do you act to minimize harm, embracing a utilitarian framework? Or do you refuse, adhering to a deontological stance that argues it is wrong to actively take a life, even to save others? This dilemma forces us to question whether ethical obligation is defined by consequences or principles. Another powerful example is the lifeboat dilemma. Imagine a lifeboat at full capacity after a shipwreck, with survivors struggling to stay afloat. A new person pleads for help, but bringing them aboard could sink the vessel. Are those inside obligated to take the risk, or does self-preservation override the duty to save another? Such dilemmas highlight the tension between individual survival and collective responsibility, a tension we see reflected in real-world crises, such as refugee policies or resource distribution in emergencies. We must also consider our obligations to future generations. Climate change presents a pressing ethical dilemma. Are we responsible for protecting a world we will not live to see? If so, how much are we willing to sacrifice today for those who come after us? This dilemma tests whether obligation is limited to immediate relationships or extends to the broader human story across time. These examples illustrate that obligation is rarely simple. Ethical dilemmas arise when competing values, justice, duty, compassion, self-preservation, clash. The task of philosophy is not to provide easy answers but to sharpen our ability to reason through such conflicts. In the end, understanding ethical obligation requires not just abstract theory, but a deep engagement with the real-world consequences of our choices. Thank you.